Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. One of the most talked about true crime interviews right now involves convicted killer Celeste Beard Johnson completely losing her temper during a prison interview for Court TV's Interview with a Killer. And honestly, the clip is uncomfortable to watch because you can literally see the exact moment she completely snaps. For people who don't know the case, Celeste Beard Johnson was convicted for the murder of her millionaire husband Stephen Beard back in 2003. Stephen Beard was a wealthy TV executive from Texas, and prosecutors believed Celeste manipulated another woman named Tracy Tarleton into carrying out the murder. According to the case, Stephen was shot while sleeping in his own home in 1999. Tracy later confessed to being the shooter, but claimed Celeste emotionally manipulated her and convinced her that Stephen was abusive and needed to die. The case became massive in the true crime world because it involved money, affairs, manipulation, betrayal, and conflicting stories from almost everyone involved. Celeste has spent years insisting she is innocent. She's done interviews, documentaries, prison specials, and constantly claims she was framed or misunderstood. But this newest interview suddenly went in a very different direction. During the conversation, interviewer David Scott starts pushing back harder than usual against her version of events. And honestly, that's when everything completely changes. At first, Celeste seems calm, but once David tells her it feels like she's living in an alternate reality, you can literally see her body language change immediately. She starts shaking. Her expression changes. And suddenly, she doesn't want to continue the interview anymore. She hangs up the prison phone, turns away from the glass, and tells the guard she's done talking. But the interview doesn't fully stop there. David keeps trying to continue the conversation through the glass, and that only makes her even more angry. She eventually grabs the phone again, but now she's openly furious. She accuses him of talking down to her. She starts yelling. Then she curses at him and flips him off before slamming the phone down again. And honestly, what makes this moment so interesting is that Celeste usually appears extremely controlled during interviews. That's one reason her case stayed popular for so many years. A lot of people believed she was charming, persuasive, emotionally intelligent, and very skilled at making herself appear sympathetic. But in this interview, that image completely cracks apart for a moment. The second David directly challenges her reality instead of just listening to her version of events, she loses control. And then things get even more intense. At one point, David asks her directly if she's a narcissistic sociopath. And her response is basically calling him an asshole. Even after she walks away from the interview area, her microphone is still recording, and you can hear her continuing to insult him while leaving. She calls him dumb, a stupid idiot, and keeps ranting even after the conversation is technically over. Now, naturally, this clip is already spreading everywhere online because people are divided over what it actually means. Some viewers think this proves Celeste has spent decades manipulating the public and finally got exposed once someone confronted her properly. Others think David intentionally pushed her emotionally to create a dramatic TV moment. But honestly, regardless of which side people are on, the interview definitely reveals something important. Because most prison interviews with famous killers follow the exact same formula. The interviewer lets them tell their story. The convicted person stays calm. And viewers are left trying to decide who they believe. But here, the moment real pressure gets applied, the entire tone changes instantly. And that's why this clip feels different from a normal true crime interview. It suddenly stops feeling rehearsed. The timing of this episode is also important because true crime culture has changed a lot recently. Audiences are becoming more skeptical about convicted killers turning themselves into media personalities years after their crimes. And Celeste Beard Johnson has remained one of the most recognizable figures from early 2000s true crime television. Her story has appeared in documentaries, prison interview specials, and multiple TV programs for years. But this court TV interview may end up becoming the moment many viewers see her differently, especially because the emotional reaction feels so raw compared to her usual media appearances. The full season finale of Interview with a Killer airs Sunday, and honestly, a lot of people are probably going to watch just to see how intense the entire conversation actually became before this explosion happened. And after seeing the clip, it's easy to understand why this interview is suddenly getting so much attention online. Thank you for watching this video, sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.